It's been a good start. We've obviously got slightly more horses this year and hopefully a better quality of horse, and it was great to start the year well. We had a good all-weather sort of preparation without being sort of running too many of our better horses, and it was nice to start obviously with Cachet and the Nell Gwyn and backing up into the Guineas was, it was sort of stuff of dreams really.
It's Cachet though, and James Doyle to the Guinea Salmon Cachet!
It is probably going to be one of the races of the week. It looks like everyone's turning up. It's Guineas winners from all around Europe and obviously Inspiral coming back as champion 2-year-old filly. So it's very exciting. It's huge for us to take a Guineas winner to Royal Ascot. It's what we strive to do, and it's great to get her there.
Homeless Song Durham Wells filly. Couldn't have been more impressive. What did you make of her?
She was very good, wasn't she? I think Mr. Wells always said that the ground has been a big factor for her, and I'm sure she'll turn up sort of almost whatever the ground, but she showed a devastating turn of foot, and it's trying to work out how to beat her. But look, I've got a filly who is incredibly tenacious and goes forward and likes running around a bend. There's lots of positives in our side anyway. Mr. Allen will go to the Duke of Edinburgh. He ran very well at Chester. The ground was drying up from a bit there, and he's by Ulysses out of a pivotal mare. He does want to get his toe in a little bit. But he tries, and I don't think it quite suited him when we went to Goodwood last time, and I think what he really wants is a strong pace, and they crawled round at Goodwood and he was sat last and never really got in the race. But look, he's been in super shape and training good, so fast gallop at Ascot should see him run well. Totally Charming may well go for the Hunt Cup. He was subject of a bit of a plan last week at Epsom, and he's a horse who I have given time in between his races, but Royal Ascot's the biggest occasion of them all, and he seems to have come out very well, and he gets a penalty in which will probably get him in the Hunt Cup. Big field handicaps are, for me, exactly what he wants. Whether he can do it at the highest level of handicap, we'll see, but he was pretty impressive the other day, and William was very pleased with him, so every chance he'll turn up. Tollard Royal, he goes for the Golden Gates handicap on the Saturday. I never thought we'd still be running him over a mile and stepping up to 10 for the first time at Ascot. He's out of quite a stoutly bred family, and I look forward to seeing him step up to the 1.25 miles. He ran well at Haydock last time and stayed on when the horses who were prominent finished out the back, and he's a tough horse, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Mystic Wells, she goes for the Ribblesdale. She's training good. She had a short break after Lingfield, and she wasn't in the Oaks and she was in the Ribblesdale, so for me it kind of made sense to swerve supplementing for the Oaks and come to Ascot, and she's been training good. She's done a lot of work with Cachet all year, and that was a good indicator at the start of the year that we thought she might be progressive, and she was bought as a filly from the Breezeups last year to have a bit of fun, and the owners are probably going to breed from her, and she's got a good pedigree, so the fact that she's already got some black type, I think she's entitled to fly the kite at the Ribblesdale, and she's in good shape. Navello and Hellomydarlin look like they're going to go to the 5 furlong 3-year-old handicap. Navello's been incredibly unlucky for the best part of a year, really. He's never really got his ground, and his good runs have been on the all-weather because it's a sounder surface. He ran well at Chester, he ran well the other day, and it rained half an hour before the race. So he goes there with a good chance, and if it comes up fast, he'd go pretty well. Hellomydarlin also, she's been a model of consistency, really. She ran in France the other day, and probably my fault. The headgear lit her up too much, and she didn't finish. But I think we'll take the headgear off, and the stiff 5 could suit her well. Oscula, she's got two options. She'd either be a Sandringham filly, or she could go for the Jersey. It took quite a lot out of her in Saudi Arabia. She's only a slight filly, and in hindsight, possibly we shouldn't have gone. And it just showed her sheer determination to come back, and she had a good break. And we're delighted with that, and she ran very well. She was placed in Albany at Ascot last year, so she's certainly got course form. Mr. Cut will go for the Golden Gates on the Saturday. He was a very raw horse, and his owner we were chatting before he made his debut, and if he was to get to Ascot, if he was to be good enough, he had to get on the track, and we introduced him at Newmarket, and he was a bit green and still very raw, but ran well, and then was ultra impressive at Pontefract, and I think won what's turning out to be quite a good race at Salisbury the next time in very good fashion. The handicap has had his say by putting him up again in his box, and look, he's a beautifully bred horse. He's by Quality Road out of Bewley, who's a See the Stars listed winner. Yeah, he should be a good chance for the week. Yeah, Lydford's going to have a few entries on the Tuesday. He was bought to go jumping in Saratoga this summer, so the owners are coming over for their first experience of Royal Ascot. So look, he'll be entered in the listed race. He'll be in the 2.5 mile. He'll be in the Copper Horse, the mile 6, and we'll see where we get a run. But no, he's been training good and he's been showing plenty of speed. So I think he should be a bit of fun for them when he goes to America. Yeah, believing she's likely to line up in the Albany. She was impressive at Wolverhampton. I'm not really sure what happened in the gates there. We'll have to see to that before she runs again, but she must have missed the kick by 10 lengths and still was able to win. So there must be a level of ability there. She worked nicely this morning and she was well prepared by Kilman Foal Stud as a breezer, and I haven't had to do a huge amount to her really so far, and she's a very straightforward filly by Memas, and yeah, she's certainly entitled to line up. Fiorina, yeah, she's probably quite ground dependent. She's a sister to Tasleet, full sister, and we'll probably want to get her toe in, so she'll only run if there's slow ground. She heads to Sandown this week as a sort of trial for it, and it was my mistake. I shouldn't have run her at Carlisle the last time. She got very unbalanced. She wants probably a stiff mile on it with an uphill finish, and that's what Ascot is. So look, she'll certainly get an entry and we'll be on weather watch. My little tip will go to the Britannia, all being well, that he gets in. Statistically over the last 10 years he should get in. He was a warrior last year. He won 4 races in less than 2 weeks, I think it was, and yeah, look, I think stepping up to the mile will suit him. He's got form on all sorts of ground. He's by Bellardo, which could suggest that he wants to get his toe in, but the stiff mile at, I think riding a race to finish on him at Ascot could suit him well. Charles Street, he's from a very good family that the Gredleys have bred for years, and was unlucky, as you say, to bump into one the last time, and showed a great attitude, and he's a horse who'll probably stay further, but we're pretty keen to keep him at 1.5 miles so far, and he's improved dramatically since he was gelded, and he's a horse with plenty of upside anyway.